Applications on real numbers. The distance between two numbers 2 and 5 is the absolute value of the difference between the two numbers. And difference means minus 2 minus 5 or 5 minus 2 equals 3 length unit. Of course, as we know, the absolute value always comes in a positive sign. The answer comes in the positive sign. The distance between the two numbers negative 2 and 3 is the absolute value of negative 2 minus 3, or 3 minus negative 2, which is the absolute value of 3 plus 2 equals 5 length units. From the side of the smallest number, smaller plus 1 over x times difference, or from the side of the greatest number, greater minus 1 over x times difference, and difference equals bigger minus smaller, the biggest number minus the smaller number. Let's have an example. Find the rational number lying at the middle of the way between 3 and 7. The number equal from the smallest number, or from the smaller side, smaller plus 1 over x times difference equals 3 plus 1 over 2 times the difference between the two numbers, greater minus smaller, 7 minus 3 equals 5. Or from the greater side, greater minus 1 over x times difference equals 7 minus 1 over 2 times the difference between the two numbers, greater minus smaller, 7 minus 3 also equals 5. Let's have an example, another example. Find the rational number lying at the halfway between 2 over 5 and 3 over 7. From the smallest number, smaller plus 1 over x times difference equals 2 over 5 plus half 1 over 2 times the difference between the two numbers. Of course, by comparing the two fractions, 3 over 7 is greater than 2 over 5. Then 3 over 7 minus 2 over 5 equals 29 over 70. Or from the greater side, greater minus 1 over x times difference equals 3 over 7. We start with the greatest number, 3 over 7 minus 1 over 2 times the difference between the two numbers, 3 over 7 minus 2 over 5 also equals 29 over 7. Let's have an example, another example. Find the rational number lying at 1/3 of the way between 2 and 8 from the side of the smaller number. Here it is mentioned 1/3 of the way. Then it has to be mentioned also from which side we are going to start, or which side we are going to use. Here it is mentioned from the side of the smaller number. Then we are going to use the rule of the smaller number. Smaller plus 1 over x times the difference. Of course, 1 over 1/3 means 1 over 3. Then it is 2, the smaller number, plus 1 over x, 1 over 3, times the difference between the two numbers, 8 minus 2, which is equals to 4.